Stop it, John! Stop it now, it's pinning me, it hurts badly, stop it! Subscribe, like, and share the video for more interesting African folktale stories. A modest African village nestled among rolling hills, huts with thatched roofs, a dusty path, and villagers bustling with daily chores, a small house belonging to Ngozi. In a village once known for its harmony, tragedy would sow seeds of heartbreak. Our tale begins with a young woman named Ngozi, whose life would soon be turned upside down by her own desperation and the cruelty of those around her. In an unthinkable act, she would betray a dear friend, one who was blind and vulnerable, leading to a reckoning that would test everyone's strength. We see Ngozi emerging from her house, shoulders slumped, worry etched on her face. She clutches a small bag of belongings. Though not wealthy, Ngozi once lived contentedly, working in the fields by day, sharing meals with neighbors by night. But a series of misfortunes left her penniless and desperate. Unknown to her, a darker path waited, one leading to betrayal and pain. The blind friend, a ray of light. A humble courtyard at sunset. Ngozi greets her friend, a blind young woman named Kemi. They sit on a bench under a baobab tree, talking quietly. Kemi's calm, gentle aura contrasts sharply with Ngozi's anxious demeanor. Kemi softly. Ngozi, you seem burdened. Has the harvest yielded too little again? Ngozi, sighing. Kemi, everything is unraveling. I owe money for seeds and tools. My landlord threatens eviction. I have no solution, no help. Kemi reaches out, placing a comforting hand on Ngozi's shoulder. Kemi, you've always been there for me. Let me see if I can do anything. Even though I can't see, I can still share what little I have, or speak to others who might assist. Ngozi, forcing a small smile. Thank you, Kemi. Your kindness is the only warmth I've felt in ages. They continue chatting until dusk darkens. The sky. Unbeknownst to Kemi, her best friend's desperation would soon place her in unspeakable peril. Whispers of opportunity. Later that night in the village market, dim lanterns flicker over shuttered stalls. Ngozi stands talking with a shady merchant named Obinna. Obinna, quiet, conspiratorial tone. Ngozi, I hear your troubles. I know someone willing to pay handsomely for special arrangements. Ngozi, tense, suspicious. What kind of arrangement? Obinna, shrugging, avoiding eye contact. A wealthy elder from the city seeks a companion, someone docile, needing care. He'll pay a fortune for a loyal caretaker. Maybe a blind companion he can keep in his mansion. Ngozi's eyes widen, torn between revulsion and desperation. She glances around, ensuring no one overhears. Ngozi, voice trembling. That's monstrous. Kemi is my friend, not a commodity. Obinna, think carefully. The money could wipe away all your debts. Just think of it as arranging a patron to care for. Her. No one else has offered you a solution. Ngozi hesitates, fear and greed swirling in her mind. Tempted by the promise of wealth and relief from her crushing burdens, Ngozi stood on the brink of betrayal. One moment of weakness can tear a life apart. The unthinkable betrayal. Early dawn at Kemi's home, a small courtyard. Kemi prepares breakfast, humming softly. Ngozi arrives, fidgety, eyes darting nervously. Kemi, smiling. Ngozi, come in. You're up so early. Everything all right? Ngozi, forcing a casual tone. I found a new opportunity for you, Kemi. A wealthy man in the city seeking a companion. He claims he can offer comfort, a better life. Kemi tilts her head, a flicker of hope in her blind eyes. Kemi, truly? I have so little here. But are you sure this is safe? Ngozi, hand trembling as she grips Kemi's arm. Yes, it's safe. You deserve comfort, not these hardships. Let me take you to meet him. Kemi nods uncertainly, trusting her friend's words. They leave together, the sun rising over the horizon, casting long shadows. In that moment, Kemi believed she was stepping into a kinder future, unaware she was being delivered into the jaws of betrayal. Arrival at the old rich man's compound. A high-walled mansion near a city's outskirts. Guards open heavy iron gates. Ngozi and Kemi enter with Obina, who has arranged the introduction. They walk through lavish gardens to a grand foyer where an elderly man, Chief Ajayi, awaits with a sly grin. Chief Ajayi, eyes cold with greed. "Ah, Obina, you've brought me a guest. And who is this?" Obina, gesturing. "Her name is Kemi. She's blind, docile, perfect for your company. My associate Ngozi here can explain more." Kemi holds Ngozi's hand, uneasy. Ngozi, guilt gnawing at her, forces a smile, hoping to finalize the deal quickly. Ngozi, quietly, "This is Kemi. She's a dear friend who needs a better life. She can stay with you if you agree to help me financially." Chief Ajayi, smirking, "You shall have your reward, and Kemi shall be mine. I will treat her as I see fit." Kemi senses the ominous tone, turning toward Ngozi. "Kemi," voice trembling. "Ngozi, I don't feel right about this. Maybe I should go home." Chief Ajayi's guards step forward, blocking Kemi's retreat. Ngozi stands frozen, tears brimming. "Chief Ajayi, you're mine now, child. Guards, take her to the guest suite. As for you, Ngozi, your payment awaits with Obina." Tears stream down Ngozi's face. She can't meet Kemi's gaze. The guards lead Kemi away, her protests echoing down marble halls. Kemi's pleas fell on deaf ears. Ngozi, blinded by her own desperation, completed the betrayal. A bond once built on trust lay shattered. Inside Chief Ajayi's mansion, an ornate bedroom with locked doors. Kemi stands near a bed, trembling, blind eyes wide with fear. Chief Ajayi enters, footsteps echoing on the tile floor. Chief Ajayi sets down a lantern, revealing his menacing expression. Kemi attempts to keep distance, clinging to a post for orientation. Chief Ajayi, low, predatory tone. "Each night, you belong to me. Resist, and I ensure you regret it. If you cooperate, you'll have food, shelter, clothing." Kemi backs away, heart pounding. "Kemi," voice quivering, "please, I did not agree to this. I have no idea why Ngozi sold me here." Chief Ajayi, coldly, "Your friend sold you for a price. Now do as I say." He advances. You hear Kemi's muffled cries, emphasizing the tragedy, but not graphically depicting it. Night after night, Kemi endured unspeakable torment, stripped of freedom, forced into captivity. In sorrow, she prayed for salvation. Ngozi's guilt and sorrow, Ngozi's modest home. A small table stands with a stack of money. Ngozi paces anxiously, unsettled by nightmares and guilt. Ngozi, muttering, "What have I done? Kemi was my closest friend. This money, it feels cursed." She tries to sleep but tosses restlessly, imagining Kemi's pleas. Dawn breaks with no relief. Her pockets now filled, Ngozi realized no wealth could erase the burden of betrayal. She struggled to find the courage to right her wrongs. Betrayal exposed, the village reacts village square. Gossip swirls about Kemi's disappearance. A neighbor, suspicious, corners Ngozi near the market stalls. Neighbor, accusingly, "Ngozi, we haven't seen Kemi in days. People say she left. With you. Where is she?" Ngozi, voice shaky. She's staying with a benefactor in the city. She's fine." Neighbor, skeptical. "Fine, you say? Then why do you look so haunted?" Kemi's resolve, seeking escape. Chief Ajayi's mansion at night. Kemi, battered by repeated abuse, listens carefully at the door of her locked room. She overhears a guard's routine, a chance to slip out if help arrives. She kneels, whispering, a quiet prayer. Kemi, softly, "I will not give up. Creator of the universe, guide me. Let me find a way, or may someone rescue me from this darkness." We see her feeling along the window's iron bars, testing the lock. She's determined even in blindness. Hope stirred in Kemi's soul. Though physically trapped, her spirit refused to crumble. Ngozi's redemption plan. Late evening in the village. Ngozi stands before Obina's shack, face set with resolve. She demands an audience with him. Obina, smugly. Ngozi, my dear business partner. Missing your friend already? Ngozi, fierce. This must end. I want Kemi free. Tonight. The money means nothing. I cannot live with my conscience. Obina chuckles, feigning innocence. Obina. Too late. Chief Ajayi won't release her. And if you meddle, he'll come after you. Best accept your fortune and remain silent. Ngozi sets her jaw, tears glinting in her eyes. Ngozi, I'll not turn a blind eye. If you won't help, I'll find someone who can. Maybe the village elders, the law, anyone. Obina, they'll never believe you. You sold her yourself. Despite the threat, Ngozi storms out, determined to redeem herself. Plea to the village elders. The elders' compound at dawn, a circular courtyard where wise men and women gather. Ngozi stands before them, trembling but resolute. Elder 1, sternly. Ngozi, we have heard rumors you led Kemi to an unknown place. Speak the truth. Ngozi, voice cracking. I betrayed Kemi. I was desperate for money. A man named Chief Ajayi keeps her captive in his mansion. He forces her to endure horrors nightly. I beg you, help free her. The elders exchange shocked glances. Gasps echo among onlookers. Elder 2, sadly. Ngozi, your sin is grave. But if your regret is real, we must act swiftly. Gather the village men. We shall contact the authorities. Nods of agreement. A small group forms, neighbors, friends, local officials. They vow to rescue Kemi. Thus the village mobilized. Even though Ngozi committed an unthinkable act, the elders believed no punishment overshadowed the need to save an innocent life. The raid and Kemi's liberation. Chief Ajayi's mansion gates. A small convoy arrives, village elders, local policemen, and a remorseful Ngozi. Tension is high. Guards try to block the entrance. Police present warrants and force their way in. Ngozi calls Kemi's name, voice echoing in long corridors. Chief Ajayi, furious, appearing in the foyer. What is the meaning of this intrusion? Elder 1, with authority. We are here for Kemi. You have no right to hold her. The law is on our side. Chief Ajayi tries to deny everything, but the search commences. A policeman finds Kemi locked in a bedroom. She emerges, frail, clinging to the officer's arm. Kemi, voice trembling. Ngozi, are you here? Ngozi rushes. Forward, tears streaming. Ngozi, sobbing. Kemi, I'm so sorry. I've come to free you, Chief Ajayi, snarling. She was mine. I paid for her. Take that wretch out of my house and away from me. The police swiftly handcuff Chief Ajayi, ignoring his protests. The mansion's guards either flee or are apprehended. The old man's empire of cruelty crumbled in a single morning, and Kemi at last stepped out from her prison. Return to the village. Trials and justice. Village Square. A small crowd gathers around Kemi, who sits with bandages on her arms, reflecting bruises. Ngozi stands at a distance, remorse in her eyes. Elders question Chief Ajayi and Obina before local authorities or a traveling magistrate. Chief Ajayi is indicted for captivity and exploitation. Obina is also charged for conspiring in human trafficking. Ngozi admits her wrongdoing, begging forgiveness. Elder 2, addressing the crowd. Justice will be served. These men used greed to harm an innocent. Let the magistrate decide their fate. As for Ngozi, she has confessed her crime, but also led us to rescue Kemi. We weigh her guilt against her remorse. Villagers murmur about the seriousness of Ngozi's betrayal. Many are angry, but some acknowledge she risked everything to make it right in the end. Chief Ajayi and Obina faced formal charges. Ngozi awaited the elders' judgment, uncertain if she would find redemption or be forever condemned. The long road to healing. Some days later, near a tranquil riverside, Kemi sits on a bench, eyes closed to the gentle breeze, healing from her trauma. Ngozi approaches timidly, carrying a basket of food. Ngozi, softly. Kemi, I brought you something. To eat, and to say once more how sorry I am. Words can't undo what I did. Kemi turns her unseeing gaze toward Ngozi's voice. There's a pause, heavy with emotion. Kemi, quiet resilience. Ngozi, you hurt me in ways I can't explain, but I also know you repented and saved my life. I can't forget, but with time, maybe I can forgive. Ngozi kneels, tears of relief, welling up. Ngozi, I'll spend my life making amends if you'll let me. They sit in silence, the sound of the river flowing, symbolizing a cautious new beginning. Epilogue and moral reflection. Village scene at sunset. Children play, elders chat, life goes on. Kemi walks with the aid of a cane, guided by a supportive neighbor. Ngozi quietly helps with chores, keeps to herself, committed to doing better. Thus, ends the harrowing story of Ngozi and Kemi, a tale of heartbreak, betrayal, and resilience. In a moment of desperation, Ngozi sold her blind friend to a wicked man who inflicted nightly torment. Yet from the ashes of despair came a stirring of redemption. Justice prevailed, punishing those who orchestrated the crime, and Kemi, though scarred, found a path to healing. Key lessons. Greed and desperation can twist even the gentlest soul into committing unthinkable acts. True friendship endures unimaginable trials, but can be restored by genuine remorse and bravery. Community and law play vital roles in rescuing the innocent and punishing evildoers. Resilience. Even in the face of unimaginable betrayal, the human spirit can find hope. Kemi stands near a field of tall grass as the sun sets, her face turned to the warm light. Ngozi stands behind her, a silent promise to protect and atone. Subscribe, like, and share the video for more interesting African folktale stories.